Thank you all for joining us this evening. We started in a second. Coach will have an opening statement. When he's done, we'll go to questions. Raise your hand for the questions. We have microphones on either side of the room. We'll get those to you as soon as your turn.
Everybody ready? Just first off, just extremely disappointed in today. Made too many mistakes throughout the course of the game. Turned the ball over 5 times, and too many negative plays. Their offensively lacked the explosive play. Had our shots, had opportunities, just couldn't capitalize on them. Defensively, we gave up the explosive play, missed tackles. Had a couple times where we had miscommunication, didn't fit where we needed to be, and they took advantage of that. But you play in a game like this. I mean, you gotta play with passion. You gotta play with control. You gotta make sure that with all the emotions that you have, it still comes down to discipline and fundamentals. And when you turn the ball over like we did, puts in an extremely difficult situation to have success. And it's a unfortunate learning experience for some young players. But something that ultimately this game means so much to our program and to what we're about, and absolutely nowhere near the standard of how we want it to be and what it needs to look like. So it's a disappointing ending to an awful season, and it's the best way I can put it. It's it's very disappointing that we performed the way that we did. There's a lot of circumstances that have shown up. We've had a fair share of adversity, and some things that were outside of our control, some things that we did control. And we had a lot of young players that got opportunities, and had to kind of get thrown into it before maybe before their time. But with each of those reps that they got, it's an opportunity to grow. It's an opportunity to build upon it. And just like I told the team, they're in the locker room. This is getting fixed, and it's going to be an immediate, fast fix. And we are going to make sure that every person a part of this program is all in that process, right, for what is necessary to go be better in how we respond, and in how we continue to fight, develop, to execute, to go out there and to perform, to win the game, and putting everything that we have to be the best that we can be. And it's going to start here in the off season. Obviously, we have recruiting that's a signing day here this next week. We've got the portal, I guess recruiting season that will be opening up. That'll be our focus of the high school, and the potential addition of transfers that are coming in, and then starting in January and really leading up everything until that point is going to be our focus to go bounce back as a program. And that's what we're going to do. And it's going to take an incredible amount of work, and it's going to take a unique set of guys that are going to come in here, and the ones that are returning and the ones that are coming in, that are be prepared to fight every day, for our identity and for what we're all about. And I've got a lot of confidence in who I've got in that locker room that will be returning, and I've got a lot of confidence in the guys that we'll be bringing in to help on that journey. And because this done being the way that we played this year, and obviously I take full responsibility in that. As I went through the season, a lot of evaluation, a lot of areas where we have to improve and where we have to get better, and I'm going to be willing to do what's necessary to make sure that we don't ever have another season anywhere near what we put on display here this year. So to the Florida State fans, the university, past players, to even the guys that are in that locker room. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what showed up throughout the course of this year, but it will be fixed.
You spun it forward a great bit there. What did you learn from this year? What was the biggest lesson from this year to help prevent something like this from ever happening again?
I mean, there were layers to this, to events that happened throughout the course of the season, and as we go, it's every area of the program has to improve, has to be better when it comes to all elements of our development, right? Continuing to challenge the mindset, continuing to make sure that we are executing, doing the things, and being able to translate through the course of the game the things that we emphasize throughout practice, throughout fall camp, throughout the off season, because we did not do a good enough job of that. And it's a coach's responsibility. It's a player's choice. And we, when it comes to the accountability of the actions that show up on the field, obviously did not do a good enough job as a coaching staff. And there's joint accountability in all of that. And I'm solely responsible, for all things, right, that happen within this program. But everybody that is within the program, has to make that same choice. They have to make that same decision. And just as I told the team as we move forward, I want it all from every single person that's in that that's in that locker room. It's a part of this team. The people that are joining this team, and because we did not do a good enough job of taking the things that we work and emphasize, and push as values and standard within this program, did not show up well enough on game days throughout this season.
Can you comment on the reports that Gus Malzahn's coming in as offensive coordinator, and where do you stand with the coaching hires you have to make, I guess?
I know we've identified your offensive coordinator, and very excited about who that'll be. I know there's still some things that we have to finalize there in the I guess hiring process before I can comment. Is that right? I'm excited about who we've identified, though.
You've talked the last few weeks about having to split time between, starting to do some look-ahead stuff while also trying to give your best to this current team. I guess, I don't know if excitement is the word, but how ready are you to kind of make this offseason and that improvement kind of your full-time focus starting tomorrow?
Yeah, it's obviously you got to, this is a unique calendar that I guess is our new norm. And when you have big changes like we've had, there's everything that we do is either building us for what's going to be ahead, and obviously trying to put ourselves in the best position for the results that we would experience on the field as we finish the season. We did not do a good enough job in that here tonight, but there is a great deal of excitement for what's ahead. And I believe in, like I said, I believe in the young players that we have that will be returning. I'm absolutely excited about the guys that will be coming in to be a part of this bounce back. And for us, as a staff, making sure that we evaluate and find the right leaders, which I am very confident that we are doing and have done in spots, but it's going to be a great push. And I'm excited for that work. I'm excited for that challenge. I'm excited for all the things to be able to put an identity and who we are on display, because we got away from that, and our identity did not show up on a consistent basis the way that it needed to throughout the course of this season, and and that's on me, that's on us, and it's my job to get it fixed.
I know it just happened like 20 minutes ago, but talking about the drive and your want and will, how much do you think pulling that flag out of the field is something that starts that? Is that an image? Is that a moment that you could foresee driving you for the next months, weeks, years?
Yeah, I don't need anything extra, but that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen here. It's not going to, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure we don't experience that again.
Coach, just following up on that, can you talk about what happened in midfield in your discussion with Coach Napier?
No, I told them what I thought. I mean, they won the game. I mean, they have the right and to celebrate just like we have in the previous years. There's just a way that where you operate, and that's fine. You want to come do that. That is absolutely your your decision that you can have within the team. But I just told them I thought.
Coach, you kind of touched on it, but these next few days, just filling out this recruiting class, how important is it going to be, and how quickly you have to change your mindset and get ready into that recruiting mode?
No, I mean we've been in it. I mean it's not something that you're going to all of a sudden tomorrow turn on and say, well, here now it's time to recruit. We've had a really tough season, and there's obviously you go through a tough season. You deal with a lot of the the negativity that kind of builds upon that, and so recruiting 17, 18-year-old young men easily influenced through opinions of others, and but when you find the guys that that have a strong understanding of the opportunity of what they're looking to be a part of and what they want to be able to leave their mark throughout that journey, that's when you got a chance to do something special. And we've had those guys that have come in the past, and we're going to have those guys that are going to come in now, because like I said, this will be a year that we look back and it's going to be sick to remember, but it will be one that absolutely will never happen again. And that is the people that are coming in are going to be a part of that. The people that are here and that return will be a part of that. And yes, the choice has to be made. So as much of the talent and the ability, which all are critical, it's the mindset, it's the approach, it's the toughness, it's the willingness to be uncomfortable. It's all of it, because that's what happens in life. That's what happens, throughout the course of a football game, and that's what we're going to go seek, and that's what we're going to bring into this program.
Coach, you said it'll be an immediate, fast fix. It took you 4 seasons to make this a championship caliber program. Why will it be such a quick, immediate fix to do it all over again in 1 year?
Well, I mean, it took us 2 years, and the third year we won 10 games, and we had games that we weren't good enough. In the middle of that season, where we had opportunities to compete, we won the championship and went undefeated and won 19 games in a row between that third and fourth season. I know what it looks like. Right, even coming in that first year, there's plenty of challenges with even how we got to get started, of what that kind of made it even that much more difficult. We didn't get to go into high school for the first year, almost a year and a half that we were here. And there's plenty of things that that we've had to work through during our time here. This year was absolutely unacceptable. It was an awful season, and I know the guys that we have, especially in these last few recruiting classes, these guys that got a lot of early experience that didn't always look good, but opportunities for them to learn and grow through. And it will be all those experiences, the growth, the development, and the push moving forward. That's going to be a huge spark for us as we you'll get into this off season. We get into building, identifying, or building that identity for this team in this next season, and making sure that we get the right guys to come in and be that spark as well. And so I'm confident, because I went through my entire life. I know what it is to be successful. And there's plenty of situations you might find yourself in that you might not want to be in, but there is a way that you work. There's a way that you approach the things that are in front of you, and you will rise and you will achieve it. And we're going to do that here.
We'll stay over there for
Do you, I mean, obviously the roster is going to look much different next year. Do you already have an idea of what it's going to look like? And as far as like the young players that you really like and are excited about, do you already know how? What, do you feel good about how many of them are going to stay, or have you had those conversations?
I mean, that's the question that keeps getting asked. Like for 6 weeks, well, who's going to stay? Who's going to like? At the end of the day, like, I mean, yes, kids can transfer. It's not a secret. So if you know, and ultimately, if you have a bad season, if you don't, you know, things don't go the way you want. If your first instinct is just to run and go, I got to get away from that. Well, you're not. We signed up for this together, and guess what? We're all a part of it. The players that are here, the coaches, we all were a part of what this season was, right? And you know, ultimately, I mean, we all have to take accountability. Well, what are you going to do to fix it? It's easy to leave. It's easy to quit. It's human nature. That's what everybody wants to do. And you know what? If that's what's going to be the driving force, let me go find an easier situation to go jump myself into. Good luck. You're probably not going to fulfill the things that you are capable of. We've had guys that have left here before, and a lot of them thought they were going to go to some great situation in some much better place. And you know what? I usually get a call back a year later, seeing if they can come back. Right? Even throughout this year, for as bad as we've been, I mean, I totally understand that, but you know what? I've watched these guys work. I do, and there's not been a time where our guys have pulled back and not worked. Now, has it been as disciplined? Has it been as detailed? Have we been able to translate that to the field? No, we have not. That's why there's a full scope evaluation. But yes, do I talk to our players about what it's going to look like moving forward? Absolutely. And I try to go as far from sugarcoating it as possible so they know exactly how hard it's going to be and exactly how challenging we're going to push to go get this right. And if that scares them off, so be it. But I'm not one of them has pulled back. Right? And, you know, there's all different circumstances in college football nowadays. And you know what? It's going to be out there. You know, if they're quick to leave, then they're probably not going to be the difference maker that we need, right, to be able to get through all that where we are right now. And you know, I've got a lot of confidence in this group, and you know, I got a confidence because I am around them. I'm around them a ton, and you know what? Some guys, you know, we got some players that didn't even play this year that I think will be contributors this next season. I mean, they need time, and they need, you know, there's the guys that played this year, and man, honestly, I didn't really want them to play this year because I knew that there would be some challenges of what had to, but they got thrown into it, and they had to grow through it. And you know, it's just one of those parts of life that sometimes you find yourself in situations that you just don't want to be in, but you get to make the choice to go pour everything that you have to be the best that you can be, and we'll learn from it, we'll grow from it, and you know, obviously, as anybody that we're going to be recruiting, well, I'm going to let them know exactly what to expect to. Just like we did 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when guys came into this program saying, that's what I want to be a part of. That's what I want to be. I want to be that spark. I want to be somebody that's going to stand up and you'll be able to help guide through what was an extremely challenging season. Right? Well, that's how you become legendary in a place. You know, we had a bunch of guys in these last two teams that left here as legends because of the work and decisions that they made. And you know what? It carried them really well here, and it's carrying them really well there in the next phase in their life too. And you know, we got a lot of those guys. I firmly believe that on this team. And you know, I'm not expecting a bunch of them to go run away. I'm not. Right? And do I talk to them? Yes, but I don't sit there and say, "Oh, are you going to come back? Are you please? Or please don't leave." That's not that's not going to be it, because they're too strong for that. I mean, they understand what's in front of us. They understand the opportunity. Well, go be what you came here to be. And it didn't show up this year for our football team, but you're here to be a difference maker. Well, go be a difference.
You spoke of the calendar and how December is crammed. How important is it to have your staff finalized as far as dismissals, hires, so on and so forth for returning players, as well as the guys you're trying to bring in via the portal and such?
Did you ask? I'm sorry, Chris. Did you say timeline?
Because of the cramped calendar, how important is it to kind of get finality on what your staff will be going
I mean,
forward?
the most important thing is right. That's the most important thing, and it is we have to get it right. And do I want everybody hired yesterday? Yes, I do, because it makes that is an easy thing to be able to work through. You can point to it. You can have the relationships. But that's not going to be the reality of what it is. We are progressing really, really well on what the staff's going to be. You're very excited about your developments and the opportunities that are ahead with it's going to be an incredible staff. But it's still the most important thing is to make sure it's right. The right fit for these young men that we're bringing in, the right dynamic. I say there's going to be some, continued development, throughout our football program of areas where I know we have to be better. And when you have a season like this, there's a lot of areas we have to be better. So from a top-down approach, I mean, that's what I'm searching for. And for the minds, the abilities that a coach brings, the heart that they have, the impact that they're going to have on others, whether it's coaches, players, all elements of this program, there's a great responsibility of what it needs to look like. And so I'm not going to rush just to say that we have somebody. All right, I'm going to make sure that we're detailed, we're thorough, and we get the right person to come in and to be the best at the job that they're tasked to do. And obviously we'll be sprinting forward from the minute that they get here.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.